Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Learn to Become an Animator. In this video I am going to show you more about the interface of the Maya. Now when you open the Maya you can see multiple part of the Maya. Here the left side, top side, right side and the bottom. So in this video I am just going to take you through the top side of this part. So this is the top part where you can see the multiple menus here. So when you select this and from here this drop down menu you can select the different module like modeling, rigging, animation. So you can see when you change it you can see the after the window menu you can see all the options are changing related to the specific module. So for example, if you are working on a modeling you should keep into the modeling, then you can find all the related drop down menus here which is all related to the modeling. Now if you change it to rigging you can see all the related to the rigging. You can see skeleton, skinning, deformation, all the deform, constraint, etc. The same way for the animation. If you change it to animation you can see the key, playback, audio and all the man. You can just go through it by clicking all the drop down windows here. Now here this is called the self menu. This is also related to the particular module which you are working on. For example, in the animation if you are working you can see all the buttons related to the animation. Same like rigging, sculpting, rendering, effects, etc. This self is very important. Here you can see the custom also. If you want to create your custom menu, custom self button you can create very easily. Just by clicking here you can create the new self and just name it. You can find here your own self button and you can save it, your important tools, shortcuts, everything on your own self button. This way you can create your own self button. Also you can delete it. Now this is the left side, you can see all the toolbars. These tools are very useful and very important when you work into the Maya for any other modules like modeling, animation or anything. For example, I am just creating one cube here. To move, select the cube. Just you can use this arrow button and you can select the cube by dragging or just clicking on the object. The same way, this is the lasso tool for the selection. You can select it by just drawing the lasso tool. If you have multiple objects into the scene, you can select it by like this or you can select any single thing. Here you can see the paint selection option. This is just to select, for example, we have a vertex here and I want to select this vertex by just painting it. You can select by paint. Same way you can see here move tool. This is the very important tool. By pressing the W on the keyboard, this is the shortcut for the move tool and this manipulator will appear. You can move and translate any object in all the axes. You can see the axis colors are indicating here. The green is for Y axis, red is for X and the blue is for the Z axis. The same way when you click on this rotation manipulator to rotate any object you can click on this button or you can press E key on the keyboard. Now you can see the rotation gizmo will appear in the viewport. You can rotate it, any object or manipulate it. This is the scale tool. The shortcut for the scale tool is the R. You can scale it, any object by using this tool. So these tools are very important while animating. You have to use lot often into the animation. Now you can see when you select and move any object, the right side of the window you can see here the channel box. This is called the channel box and the layer editor. If you move any object you can see the parameters are changing here in the translate X, translate Y and a Z. If you make by default it will be 0. When it is 0, any object is the 0 position in the world origin. If I want to move this by 20 units, you can see it's going in the positive 20. The same way, if I make it here minus 20, it will go to negative. The same you can rotate. This is the translate value, this is the rotate value, and this is the scale value. You can scale it, rotate it, and translate the any object. So when you use this tool, you can see the value changing on the channel box. Also you can type the value in the channel box and manipulate the object. Now let me show you little bit about the channel box in the detail. For example, if I want to move this object in a minus X or the plus X, you can directly manipulate this channel box from here itself. Just by pressing the middle click, just select the particular axis in the channel box and go to the viewport and press the middle click and drag left and right. So you can see the value is changing. This is very easiest way to change the value and very user friendly. Also you can scale it by selecting all the axes and together and just middle click and drag left and right in the viewport. So this was about the self menu, toolbox, tool menu and the channel box. You can see here below the channel box, in the channel box and the layer editor. So the below part is the layer editor. What is layer editor? If you have any object or the multiple object in the scene, you can just use it layer for display purpose. Just create any layer. Now you can see that layer has been created. Select any object, right click on that particular layer and add selection of selected object into the layer. So you can just change the visibility of any object. Second thing, you can select any object and click on this last button, so automatically the new layer will be created and assigned to that particular object. You can see. Also you can change the name of the layer by double clicking on the layer, and you can assign any color if you want. That will be very easy to understand how the layer works and which layer is assigned to which object. So the layer is very useful when you have multiple objects, many objects in the scenes, and scene is very heavy. You can use the layer by adding the object into the layer and hide it. So you can just switch on the particular object which you are just animating it or using it. So thanks a lot guys, we'll see you soon in the next part, and I'll explain few more important interface of the Maya which is related to animation, like range slider, time slider, what are the keys, how you can create a keys and manipulate the keys, etc. Thanks a lot. If you like my tutorial, you can subscribe and share. Thanks a lot.